Hi everyone, this is Julie from Rice's Dragonfly Farm. I have a couple to 3 large potatoes in a pot boiling. I'm going to make some soup today. I've got some extra water. The pot has water and it has chicken broth in it. Okay, this is a simple soup. And so I'm going to add the garlic. The potatoes take a little longer to cook, so I added them and let them cook for a couple minutes. And then I'm going to add the onion, half a cup of onion. And then I'm going to add a can of chicken. Now you can use fresh chicken if you have it, but I like doing this. It's easy. It's a quick meal when you need it, which is lunch today. Get all that flavor in there. Set this can out of the way. Now that's already smelling good. Now I rough chopped that onion in the chopper and it looks like I left some big pieces, but that's fine because they will cook. Now I want to get some seasoning in there. We have the Dragonfly Farm seasoning that I'm going to generously use in here. Because it's a big pot. We'll leave this handy in case we need a little bit more. And they do that every time. Okay, I have some veggies that I'm going to use, some frozen veggies. So we have carrots, zucchini, and yellow squash is what we have in here. So we're going to let this cook. Now, I made this for a neighbor recently, a sick neighbor, and it was so good that I wanted to try it again. So we're going to see how it goes. It was really good. I mean, I tasted it. We had a bowl for lunch, my husband and I, and my son tried a bowl of it. Extremely good. So we're going to let that come to a boil again and cook really good. Now you can leave this soup chunky. You can use fresh veggies, but this is winter time, so I don't have fresh veggies. I have frozen, and I want to let this cook. We're going to make sure we have plenty of seasoning. I'm going to take the lid off. I'm going to let it cook a little bit. I've got a little milk to give it that rich flavor. And when it's all finished, just like last time, I think I want to leave a little chunks in it, but when it's finished, I want to use this Braun chopper on it and immersion blender, and I want to make it really smooth and soupy with a few chunks. A creamy soup. And to make it, give it that creamy flavor and texture, I'm going to use milk. I don't have anything else on hand. The middle of the month, the middle of winter. So I've got extra water in case I needed it. And sometimes I like to taste the flavor. Of the liquid to see how we're seasoned. Oh, you can taste the onions, you can taste the garlic. Now, to me, I feel like garlic and onion have a healing property to each one of them. And they have the antioxidants. So, I like to put them in pretty much anything that I can get away with. Onions, I use a lot. Garlic, I don't use quite as much, but I do when I can. So it can handle just a little bit more seasoning, not too much. And then I think that's going to do it on that. So, let's put the lid back on. Let this come to a boil. I'm trying to let the milk get to room temperature. These frozen veggies, it doesn't take very long for them to get cooked. And now you can add a tomato base. You can add a little dried tomato. You can add a little tomato paste. A small can of tomato sauce, but it has this chicken broth, and we love the flavor. The flavor is just phenomenal. And I think before you start adding a lot of different things, that you should try it like this. Now, you could use chopped up tomatoes if you wanted to go all fresh. Add a little parsley. I don't happen to have any on hand, so it's not in there. But our seasoning blend has a lot of herbs and spices that have healing properties. Now also, I like to add a little organic coconut oil, which is also good for the body, good for the mind as well. So when we get close, let's just go ahead and use this little half a cup to pour a couple spoonsful in there, and that way we will be ready to pour it in as needed. Now it's coming to a boil, getting up there. Got it on high so it will cook. Oh, that just looks good. That just, you know, a lot of people they like excuse me, a good winter or fall soup, and that's what this is, a good winter soup, you know. And normally I don't like a creamy soup. I don't like it all mushed up like baby food. In some countries, they serve a soup like this cold. I think I would like it cold. I don't know. I've never tried it, but I like things that should be hot, hot, and things that should be cold, cold. Does that make any sense? It's kind of strange, isn't it? But it is what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and add the milk so it can blend in these flavors. Let it begin to warm up. Doesn't take a lot of milk. You can use cream, a heavy cream if you want. You can add a pat of butter, a little bit. You know, I use butter in our cooking a lot, but I use real butter. We switched from margarine to butter because it works better. I love the flavor. When we first tried it, switching from margarine to butter is just weird. I mean, the flavor just didn't work for us. But then we got into trying to cook more healthy. I'm having throat trouble today and talking trouble today with this throat. So, pardon me while I get a drink of water. this is just the smell. See the steam coming up, bringing all the flavors, which is the smell, into the air. You can begin to tell when the potatoes, when they start to get soft. That's usually when things are getting done. Those are nice and soft. And it wants to throw everything out. Okay, they're starting to get soft. And I probably could have used less water because the veggies were frozen, so they carried a lot of liquid into the pan. I'm going to try this later in the year when we can have all fresh veggies. And maybe, if you would like, I will make a video. I'm going to try to grow some carrots. I'm going to try to grow some potatoes. We've done well with potatoes, sweet potatoes. So I would like, and zucchini. Now I haven't done well with zucchini lately because it just, and I don't know what causes it. So if you know, but my flowers seem to die on the vine. They bloom out just beautiful and perfect, and then they rot off and I get no fruit. So, if you know what causes that, leave a comment. I love to garden, but you might say I don't necessarily have a green thumb. But thank God it's not totally black. I can grow a few things. We want to try a Back to Eden garden this year. And we've had great success growing potatoes in a potato tower. We take a small piece of fence, you know, you can do waist high, you can do a little taller. So we use a mix of straw and soil. Just, you know, use whatever you have on hand and throw it in. We let maybe a base of a few inches of soil on the bottom, and then we put our potatoes in, and then we put a little bit more of that either straw or hay or soil over it. And then as the potatoes grow, we begin to add to that, so that we always keep some of the tops above so that they will keep shooting up. And we've had great success, really great success with that. So we're going to try to get some potatoes done this year. Look at all that chicken. 1 can of chicken. You see this? Can you see all that chicken in there? Just 1 can. And you know, when I made this before, I just didn't think I would like it. And the flavor just knocked my socks off. I swear, socks were laying across the room. I can tell you that. Okay, not really. Maybe that's going a bit far, but it really is good. Okay, so let's put in the cooking oil. Get this coconut, all of it in there. I don't want to take any chances of not getting it all in there because it is so healthy for the body. And this coconut oil has a little bit of a coconut flavor, just a smidgen. I mean, when you put it in a big pot like this, you don't really taste it. But I don't know that I would want to cook with it exclusively. We're trying to get away from the hydrogenated oils that are bad for our bodies. But then you have the expense, and so we can't really afford to just buy coconut oil and olive oil yet, but we're working on it. Okay, I'm going to get some crackers for the soup while it finishes boiling here. Blending all of the flavors. And I want to taste this again and see how my flavors have come together. Oh wow, they have really come together. You don't have that strong garlic flavor in there now. You don't have a strong onion flavor in there now. So we're going to, now I would like if I cook this longer and let some of the soups or some of the juice in here, the liquid, cook down. Potatoes cook a hair longer, but they're not bad. Everything is essentially cooking well. So I want to take my immersion blender. Now I used a fork in the chicken, the canned chicken. And I got kind of it all in small thready pieces before I put it in. Some chunks in there. Let me find something I can get that soup out of there with that won't get it everywhere. There's my ladle. Here's the bowl. Oh yes, nice and chunky, but not in teeny tiny pieces. Maybe I need to make it just a little, yeah, I got some very large pieces. Now if I was chopping myself, I would probably dice a lot of these veggies. We're going to do just a little bit more. Get some of these large chunks. Try to anyway, it's hard to get everything. I made a smaller pan before, so my neighbors, who we recently found out are kin to my husband, so I might send some down to their house. Oh wow, look at that. Now that looks good. Let's check for the chunks. A few larger chunks, but not too huge. Right, I should have diced the potatoes a little smaller. So we can take the soup, try a little crackers on top. And this is it. We'll give it a taste. I don't know if you can see it. Right there. Yellow bowl. Probably not the best. Let's try getting that a little better. And I can't get it to focus in, so... But there it is in the pot. You can't really see a lot of the carrots or the green zucchini, but they're there. Oh, that's hot. Oh, the flavor. Wow. Flavor just pops. Mm. That is awesome, everybody, and thank you for joining us. We appreciate all of you. Please subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications when you want to see a new video pop up. We will be making more, and we appreciate every one of you. Thank you very much, and goodbye.